So today is less of a defined video and more of like a 30,000 foot aerial view of what I do, and a little more detail instead of like the philosophical reasons why I do it, which are important. But so I started this venture several years ago as an experiment, as a risk, and what it has turned into, like the roles I play. I'd write these down so I didn't forget. I'm a hauler, a composter, fly farmer / larva farmer. I do all my own web design and graphic design. I'm also my own social media and marketing director. I'm my own bookkeeper, and I'm my own video creator. So I do all of that, and all of my videos I provide them, like I'm not getting paid to make them, so I would like people to keep that in mind when you watch them. If you don't have anything nice or supportive to say, just don't say anything, So those are all my roles in my journey to diverting food from the landfill, organics from the landfill. Those are all my roles right now, today. So some of the priorities I take through my day-to-day. It is my intent and goal to take as many organics that I can from the landfill, because it doesn't do any good in the landfill. And then also, in that same vein, I really want to build a table back to farm movement in Pennsylvania. There's this amazing push that has happened with the farm to table movement, but I feel like we're missing a huge opportunity, especially in Pennsylvania, because we have a pretty large agriculture industry, and it's several aspects like meat, vegetable, fruit, so many aspects, and I think we're kind of fools if we don't focus on giving back to the farmer what we have taken, sort of, feeding our future selves. I don't know how more simply and more like attuned to what we are in nature you can get. I have this huge issue when I drive by the local landfill, and it just boggles my mind that other people are like, yep, that's the best thing we can do for that situation. Nothing better to improve there. Nothing. No. Disagree. 100% disagree. So that's a top priority. Organics, keeping them out of the landfill, and ensuring a means and a system for us to feed our future selves. So that's a huge priority. The second priority, reuse, repurpose, and recycle as much as I can, for either cheap or free, because that is also very, very important. Money is in short supply. This is not a high budget operation. And that was by design, because I didn't know if I could find the money to invest in a big compost pad and heavy equipment to turn it and maintain it and all that stuff. So that's why I went with the soldier fly larva aspect. And then also, as a third priority, it is being extremely mindful of maintaining a simple operation, so that I can maximize my outputs. So I don't want to acquire things to add to a process when I think it can work pretty optimally, as long as you're very conscientious of what that process needs. I do think, for the most part, keeping it simple, not easy, those are two very different things. Keeping it simple is very, very important. It's very, very key. I want to see what I can generate from the little inputs that I bring in. You know, like I want to see how much energy I can create, if it's heat, in various ways. If it's this compost water heater right here alongside of me, if it's just ambient heat in the larva room, which I utilized last winter. It is editing the system and the process to make it as optimal as possible. I don't like the idea of adding or bloating the whole process. A lot of people ask me, like, well, what if you tried adding this, or what if you tried adding that? Like, I don't, it goes against all the fiber of my being to add. I want to see what I can take away, and what those benefits are, because I think we add too much, you know, in general. Like we do too much. We overthink, and we focus on kind of the wrong things. I'll just keep that general. So, in the terms of all those priorities, that was my 30,000 foot aerial view. I have several roles, but I also have several priorities. So how do I take that and apply it to the different facets of this operation? So a lot of my following jumped on because I do soldier fly larvae. That is my favorite part. I love that part. It's a great part. The larva operation is primary. Secondarily, though, I do compost, and that is a fail-safe, essentially. It keeps me operating at the volume to keep the organics out of the landfill. It keeps me chugging along in case something happens where I have a larva collapse, like the colony dies off. It will not impact my larva day to day, essentially. I had a video about building this pile, not this very pile, but in this space where I used the straw bales. And the straw bales were a gift from buddy Dave Albert at Misty Mountain Farm, and they worked really well, but with the caveat that they will start to rot and decompose. So that doesn't help when you're hoping to maintain temperature and insulate the pile. They also turned into kind of like a mouse hotel, which was not great. The cat's super excited about catching mice, so that was helpful. They're having a blast. They're living their best life right now. So what can I do to maintain taking in all the organics as I can? How can I reuse, repurpose, or recycle anything to maintain that space, this compost pad? And how can I be careful about keeping the operation simple enough that I can maximize my energy outputs, i.e. the compost water heater, because it was a great asset to have last winter, and I definitely want to keep it again. I found a bunch of pallets months ago, and they had a big free sign, so the price was right, and I loaded up as many as I could. Like I was a little picky. I didn't just take all of them. I figured some of the crappier ones, someone would love to build a bonfire and, you know, roast marshmallows. I'm not trying to take all the resources. I will leave some for others, because that's part of being a good human, right? You don't take everything. So the plan, it's tentative. It's all in my head. Hopefully we can pull it off in the next month, because winter is coming, and I need to be ready, and I want to build two of these compost pads. I have the foundations are set. It's just a matter of getting the fasteners, the pallets, and then the reinforcing boards all engineered properly, so I have a fairly decent space where I just keep on chugging along with food. I'm not saying that I'm expecting the colony to die off, but just in case, you know, be prepared. It's really important to be prepared. So I liked having the walls for the compost pad, because I was able to put so much more volume in here. So like this is about 3 feet up from the pad. The pallets are about 42 inches, so they would be a little bit higher. They'd probably be about up to here, which is that level, about even, something like that. But the pile could be up here. If I have 3 pallets by 3 pallets, you know, that's 9. We're looking at probably about 10 cubic yards of material. And if I do 2 of those, that doubles my volume to about 20 cubic yards, which will be great. I have lots of ideas for compost just locally around here. Some ideas for maybe some field usage to remediate some crappy soil. So these are the things that I'm trying to figure out, and you can see here I'm slowly working away, trying to excavate this compost pile. There's some really nice material coming out of it, I have to say. I'm excited about getting that out to some customers soon. That was kind of a long story to say. I'm just trying to get ready for fall and winter, because being an insect farmer, central Pennsylvania, in the winter has its challenges. Anyway, I want to say thank you for everyone watching to the end of this directionless video, because it kind of, it's a vast concept, and typically I think more people are interested in more of the little nuances, technicalities of fly farming, larva farming. But overall, I feel like this is a better sense of me and what I'm doing and why I do it, and it's more of a movement that I'm trying to start and participate in, and it's really focused on how can we feed our future selves, like just full stop. How can we feed our future selves? Because we generate a lot of waste, and it's not waste. It's just wasted opportunities. It's wasted food. It's wasted nutrients. The landfill has its purpose, but it will never feed us the way that composting and generating sustainable cycles and systems will. It has its purpose, but not in our food system, our food cycle. So table back to farm, feeding our future selves. I would love if we can start that as a movement. And with that being said, as always, keep it circular, and thank you again so much for watching this directionless, meandering, drab video. This wasn't an exciting video, but anyway, thank you for watching. Keep it circular, and I appreciate you.